Derek had always been a thrill seeker, but not in the way most people imagined. He wasn't into skydiving or bungee jumping. No, Derek's idea of adventure was food challenges. The hotter, the bigger, or the weirder, the better. His YouTube channel, Derek Dares, was full of clips of him downing ghost pepper wings, chugging carbonated vinegar sodas, and trying to eat 3-foot-long burritos in under 10 minutes. He wasn't famous, but he had a loyal following of viewers who loved watching his taste buds suffer. One night, while scrolling online for his next stunt, Derek stumbled upon something that seemed perfect: the world's sourest candy. The description promised an intensity unmatched in human experience. The packaging even came with a cartoon warning label of a man with his face twisted into a pucker so extreme it looked broken. This, Derek announced to his camera the next day, is the candy that supposedly makes grown men cry. You know me? Challenge accepted. He tore open the metallic bag with a dramatic flourish. Inside were marble-sized, neon-colored candies that glistened like polished lemons of doom. He held one up for the camera. "Looks harmless, right?" he said, grinning. "Watch and learn." He popped it into his mouth. The reaction was instant. Derek's lips puckered so violently it looked like his entire mouth was trying to collapse in on itself. His eyes bulged, his forehead wrinkled, and his cheeks pulled so tight they made his ears twitch. HHHNNNNGGGGHHH, Derek squealed, unable to form real words. The sourness was like an explosion sharp, acidic lightning bolts firing across his tongue and straight into his skull. His salivary glands went into overdrive, flooding his mouth as if trying to wash the intruder away. He slapped the table, kicking his chair back. The camera caught everything: his flailing arms, his trembling chin, his body spasming like he'd licked a car battery. "Susor," he managed to scream, his voice warping like a broken trumpet. But Derek was committed. He held the candy in his mouth, convinced he'd power through like always. His viewers would expect nothing less. The flavor didn't let up. It grew sharper, more acidic, as if the candy was drilling holes through his taste buds. And then something strange happened. The sourness didn't fade. Instead, Derek's facial muscles seemed to block. His cheeks stayed sucked in, his lips stuck in a cartoonish O, and his eyes remained wide and twitching. He tried to relax his face, but it wouldn't move. "Oh no," he mumbled, or tried to. What came out was more like OHHHNGHHH. His voice buzzed through frozen lips like he was speaking through a kazoo. Panic surged. He staggered to the mirror, his camera still recording from the desk. Staring back at him was a face that looked permanently jammed into sour mode. Wrinkled nose, bulging eyes, puckered lips. Like a wax statue, middleman bite. Derek prodded his cheeks. Nothing. He tried to smile. Nothing. He even attempted to frown, but his face was stuck like drying cement. The rest of the day was chaos. At the grocery store, the cashier tried not to laugh as Derek attempted to say paper bags with his locked lips. It came out as pawpaws. A group of kids pointed and whispered, "Mom, why does that man look like he smelled a fart?" At home, his phone buzzed nonstop. His video had already gone viral. People weren't just laughing at his candy reaction. They were convinced his frozen face was part of the act. Memes exploded. "Me when I see my bank account." When the teacher says, "Pop quiz," your face after biting into grandma's lemonade pie. But Derek wasn't laughing. He called his doctor, though it took him 3 tries to get the words out clearly enough for the receptionist to understand. At the appointment, the doctor stared, blinking. "You ate what?" the doctor asked. "World Ald Shursh Kondi," Derek croaked. The doctor sighed, examining him. "Well, I've never seen this before, but it looks like your facial nerves went into shock from extreme sour stimulation. Honestly, I think it just needs time. Hoo-hoo-loon, maybe a day." So Derek spent the next 24 hours trapped in the world's most ridiculous expression. Eating was a nightmare, every spoonful of soup dribbled out of the corners of his locked mouth. Talking was useless. Smiling, forget it. But the internet loved it. His subscriber count tripled overnight. People demanded more. Eat another one. Freeze your face again. This is legendary content. By the time his face finally relaxed the next morning, Derek stared into the camera, exhausted but triumphant. "Never again," he said, finally able to speak properly. was the worst day of my life. But then he checked his channel. Over 5 million views, sponsorship offers, merch requests for shirts with his frozen face printed on them. Derek sighed, rubbing his still sore cheeks. Okay, he muttered, picking up the candy bag. Maybe one more? For the subscribers.